So part two, right? So after we had said on the previous slide, on the previous talk, we now categorizing our literature according to themes, and that is exactly how you're gonna write. You don't write things that are all over the place, that are scattered. You're busy writing your prevalence, for instance, is popping in each and every paragraph. Your mortality rate is popping in each and every paragraph. The economic implications are popping in. You need to make sure that you are writing things that are logically clear. One paragraph should talk to one thing. You know that, for instance, in your introduction, you need about like approximately 3 paragraphs that are equivalent to 1.5 pages. It can't be longer than that, right? And therefore, you need to make sure that you channel each paragraph according to themes. So that's how you also categorizing your literature, because it's going to be easy for you to write and cite them. So you're going to categorize them, and you're using your citation management softwares, same the likes of Mendeley or your Zotero or your EndNote, to actually conduct this exercise. You enrolling your literature articles, right? The articles that you've included, and then you categorize them according to themes. As you start writing, it's going to be easier for you to know where to find what. You must group them themally like that. So how do you now assess? How do you read? So when you now searching your search engine and the articles are coming up, there are 100, how do you start reading? Are you going to reading the paper from the author line, the topic, down to references, all of it? You can't do that because you won't finish it. It's time consuming. So there's things that you can do to quickly browse the article so that it helps you to know if you are shortlisting this article or you're dropping it. So now I want us to quickly recap on how you can read your academic article. Okay, there's no one way around it, right, about it. So I'm just sharing what works for me, what I know works very well and I've been using. In this instance, it's literally what works for me. So what I do, I definitely look at the topic, right? I'm going to look at the topic. I can't help it. I look at the authors. I check their affiliations. I always do that. Then I read the abstract. I read everything on the abstract, all of it. After reading the abstract, you run to the last sentence or few sentences of the introduction. Remember, the last sentence of the introduction, that's where you get aims and objectives of the study. That helps me to decide if I really want to continue reading this paper or not. Is it aligned with what I want to do? Is it relevant with what I want to do or not, right? If okay, it's still a yes, I continue. I'm going to browse through the methods quickly. I'm checking the study design. I'm checking their population, their sampling, the basic methodology to see am I confident in this? I'm taking this or not. Then I go to results. Results is my very favorite because that's what I'm going to be citing about on what these people found. So the data analysis approach or the results, the way the results are written, especially how they conducted their analysis. I'm obsessed with analysis, and I take that and I check how they present their results, and then I run to the conclusion, to just browse the conclusion, particularly the recommendation, because they also give you an idea. Remember, the recommendation, that's where you also giving a direction to say, based on what I have found as an author, I advise the subsequent researchers to take this direction. So it's going to help you as you're conducting your own literature research, as you are writing up to say, this is the direction you may want to take. So it's going to give you guidance, especially on the research gaps. So that's what I do. I look at the abstract, all of everything on the abstract. I looked at the last sentence or the last 2 sentences of the introduction. Then I browse through the very first part of the methods till I get information that I'm looking for. Then I go to the results. The result, I really look thoroughly into the results. Then I go to conclusion. So this is just eyeballing and checking if this is what I'm looking for. This is what I can write about. This is what I can enroll into my literature review articles or not. So that's what I do to read on these academic papers. So you can see what works for you, but those are the important things that you want to make sure that they are clear and they are aligned with what you do, because at the end of the day, we said each paper that you are taking in to write your literature literature search with, it must be something you're able to apply your mind on and to reason and to you don't just summarize and take it as it is, right? You need to like add some rationale to it and context. So you can't do that if you do not know the background of that particular research. So you need to understand what they wanted to do and how they sampled and how they achieved their goal in terms of methodology and therefore the results. So that must make sense to you, so that when you start writing about that paper, you have this context and you are applying it accordingly. So yeah, that's it for now. It ends there. We'll come back again. I still owe to talk about discussion. A lot of people have asked about discussion, and I've just been procrastinating, not getting time to talk about it. But I think in a few days I'll talk about how to write a discussion. Yeah, I will see soon. I will do it soon. But yeah, keep the questions coming. I am seeing all of that, all of them. I'm just not getting time. It's quite busy and currently I'm not getting time to respond to them, and cannot respond to them one by one. I just take the most questions and respond to them in a video. If people are asking of the same thing over and over, or many people are asking of the same thing, then I respond in a video. But keep those DM coming. I see them. I will respond as much as I can and as soon as I can. Otherwise, all the best, guys. I hope the writing is going well. I hope you're sailing well. Yeah, if you have any questions, just drop them. I'll try to answer as much as I can. All the best. Happy writing.